Alright, let's see, is it live? Here we go. Oh wait, I forgot to change this thing. It's actually part 3 we're on now. Save. There we go. Alright, let me look and check to make sure it's actually working. Yeah, it's here. Alright. Yeah, it's here. Alright. Yeah, it's here. Alright. So, in today's video, we're going to continue the development of this. So yeah. So let's just get started, I guess, and continue the development from here. So I wanted to add a difficulty system. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, a couple of other things I want to go and change was to make this right here. Like, we have max inventory space right there. Yeah, here we go, which we can use instead. So yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to go in and do was to add difficulties. So within here, before we're going to do anything else, we gotta set the maximum amount of inventory we can do. Okay, let's see. How should we do the difficulty? We can start by creating an enum, I guess. Enum difficulties, and then go in here and go. We have easy, which set to 0. Normal, which set to 1, and hard, which set to 2. There we can just have an integer that we turn it. So in this case, we can just go in here and have a then we could go in and add in a difficulty options here. Options if GUI collapsing header difficulty, and then within here we'll go if obviously we'll be rendering the difficulty information, we'll have to do if GUI combo box begin combo, and then we'll have GUI end combo, and we'll have some kind of selectable, so GUI selectable. Yep, selectable. And the selectable will just display so we'll have it display easy, normal, hard, and then within here we'll have it just called difficulty, And actually, I would like it to display. I'm gonna go std format really quickly. Wait, no, we could, yeah, alright. Yeah, preview value. Preview value, I would like to make a string. So, I will go ahead and do is that we'll go, and up here we'll have a difficulties, current difficulty. And obviously by default it'll be set to difficulties normal, and that will contain our difficulty here. So in this case, we'll also need a string obviously for this, so we'll go have a std string current difficulty string, which will be equal to normal. So yeah. So this is how it will look. We can always adjust this later, but what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and say current difficulty string dot c string, and then we'll pass that through there. And here we would like some sort of selected ball. I guess that's if it's been selected. This actually returns something, so we can just go if and then go, if it's been selected, then we want to go ahead and set the current difficulty string to easy, or actually just easy in this case. And we want to go ahead and do a couple of other things, but we're going to go ahead and convert these as well. To normal. Is equal to hard, and then if and then down here I'll just make this normal then. And then we'll set our current difficulty to be equal to difficulties easy, and same obviously over here. And for hard, why does it paste it in here? It will be hard, and here it will be normal. So we have it like this now. That handles difficulty. I also like to display some text about each difficulty once we're done with this. So we'll go down here and display like difficulty information. Information. And then just copy this for each difficulty basically. So easy. We'll have there be let's say what? Well, how much do we want? Easy will be set to 8 inventory spaces. inventory spaces. Maybe we should get rid of easy and just have normal and hard, actually. That would be easier to deal with. So normal is equal to 0 and 2, and hard is equal to 1. At that point we can probably just go with a Boolean, but I guess if we want to add more down the line we can. So that point we can basically get rid of this right here entirely. And just worry about normal and hard. So normal. You have 8 inventory spaces, and on hard you have 6. Spaces. So that's how it's gonna look right now. We're gonna have this here, and that's gonna be it. And then obviously we still have our debug options right here, should you want to mess around with it. Now, down here we'll have to change how we do this, because suddenly our maxed inventory space can actually change. So we're gonna go down here. I gotta fix this at some point, like separate bandages and batteries. Real quick, let me go ahead and do that. So we have bandages, and this is gonna go down to inventory right here, and then this is gonna go up to bandages as well. And there we go. That's how we're gonna do it right now. So our max inventory, which I'm gonna rename it to max inventory space actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and have to find out everywhere we actually use that. Just here and I got that. Wait, what? What's this today? Copies in. I'll go ahead and copy this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit paste. And that appears to be it. So max inventory space. Bandages, two bandages take up 2 inventory spaces. Same down here. For batteries, we don't really have it's still gonna be 1. So yeah. And that's basically it. Maybe we can have an easy one where bandages actually only take up 1 inventory space. But you remain at 8 inventory spaces. Actually that would cause problems with the in-game because of the max stuff, so I'm not sure how well that would work actually. Like, we're kind of limited by like what the game allows us to do right now, so yeah. But anyways, we have our normal and hard difficulties. You have 8 inventory spaces. You have 6 inventory spaces. Bandages take up 2 inventory spaces. And that's for normal and hard. So that's done now. Our next, I think, will probably be to actually like start making stuff here. So actually, I'm starting to wonder if we even need this, you know, to begin with. Really, like, I feel like this could probably just be a comment. Real quick for a second. Difficulties we have normal and we have hard, and that's it. And then just go in here and adjust it like this. Go max inventory space is equal to 8. And then go down here where I have max inventory space. Is equal to 6. And then we'll see. Difficulty, current difficulty string. We still need the current difficulty string for this, so yeah. But the rest is basically done now. So we have difficulty options now, everybody. Let's go and test it really quickly. Oh wait, we probably also want to adjust the sliders down here. How much they can go up to. So that's kind of what like difficulty matters. We should probably introduce some kind of like It's kind of. I'm not sure we're gonna handle this though. And this right here should just be our. Oh, and that's the minimum, and that's the maximum. The maximum should be based on the difficulty though. Not sure we're gonna deal with this though. It's more bandages that I'm probably concerned about because like I don't know, maybe there's some like math we can do with this. Bandage space, total space use. Lost bandages value. Bandage space used 0. I think we might just need to go and check difficulty with this, so yeah. Oh, we could introduce new variables for this. Go in GUI max batteries is equal to 8 by default, and then down here we can have for bandages in GUI max bandages equal to 4. And then if this changes, we can just pass it through here. So we can just go GUI max batteries, and down here we can go GUI max bandages. So now it will show our max batteries and max bandages, and in difficulty I think it should also have some kind of like custom where you can adjust more stuff. So if the difficulty ends up being custom, then maybe you can adjust the max inventory space and so on yourself. So yeah. But that's for later, we don't have to worry about that right now. So that means within here we also have to go set the max, the max battery as well. Max bandages, so GUI max bandages is going to be equal to 2 now. Oh wait, yeah, 4. And GUI max batteries is going to be equal to 8. But on hard, this has changed, so GUI max batteries, the battery is now going to be 3, and GUI max batteries is now going to be a 6. So yeah. So now we have basically implemented difficulty for this. Let's try building it and I'll boot up Outlast 2 really quickly. Go on Steam. We have Outlast 2 here. I'm playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 Remake on my new computer. So yeah. Alright, it's done building. Just gonna hit continue. And I'm gonna drag the window over here. So, I mean, it's gonna appear on this screen though, so I'm gonna have to switch screen really quickly. We'll go back and do that. There we go. This is what we have so far. Run. There we go. And yeah, we have difficulty. We can select between normal and hard. And then we have debug here. So as it select hard. Now, of course, we have additional batteries. This for some reason has not gone. Oh wait, it has updated now. I guess it just needs to be refreshed. I'll try something really quickly. Oh wait, I don't mean to boot down the game. Let's just do, let's try to see if we could pass these for us. Addresses. Yeah, no, we can't do that because it won't let us pass them for us. That. Kind of the problem. Wait, this is valid? Oh wait, but then we're just dereferencing the address. That's not what I wanted to do. Because I want to pass it through as like a way to maybe ensure that, but that's like, how do we ensure it properly refreshes this every time? I don't know. I guess we can't really do that then. Oh, I guess I can just close it down from here since I don't need to have Steam open anymore. Switch back to the other monitor so you guys can see as well. We're gonna boot it up right now. Run. I'm gonna find a different chapter first. It crashed when I left. It's amazing. Please tell me like we're not gonna be.
Who are you?
Oh god, it's loud. I forgot that it's so loud. Let's see chapters. Can we not just do like, I don't know, the crash is pretty straightforward. There's no anything there really. I still have to figure out like, I have to verify that the game is actually open. A couple of things I need to go and adjust in this class.
Fuck.
Alright. Let's go then. Let me go boot up the software, the thing again.
Lynn?
So,
Lynn!
we got this now. So our difficulty, we can adjust the difficulty to hard, and now we have up to 6. Oh wait, that's because we have 1 bandage, right? If we try to glitch it above, it'll just try to glitch down, but if we set this to 0 and then to go back to normal again, and then oh wait, it does actually seem to at least kind of adjust itself. But if I do it this way, it only adjusts itself afterwards. It's kind of weird how that works. Oh, if I go to normal and let's say put this at 8 and then I go down to hard, it gets set back to 6 again.
Find Lynn. Nothing matters but Lynn.
Seems like it. Okay. Now what I would probably like to do is instead of these being collapsing headers, that there may be tabs. So let's go ahead and implement that, I guess. And we don't have the most amount of space that we can take up. So let me go within here and set our collapsing header to like a new tab. I will have to go open up yeah, this one will do. Let's go open up I don't know what should. I don't know. Yeah, image. It's an image. Go on image. Here we go. Let's see. Image. We have to go under tabs. Widgets, tabs. Here we go. So, why did we not get taken to tabs? I searched for tabs. I clicked on it. We get taken to collapsing headers again. Why? Here we go. Okay, thank you. So let's go to our tab here. Begin tab bar is what we need. There we go. So let's go within here. Let's go, instead of having a collapsing header, we have a begin tab bar. Begin tab bar, and I'll turn this. Oh wait, yeah. Oh my bad. We have to have a begin tab here. So if I can get this that way, right? Yeah. If begin tab bar. Begin tab bar. Then within here we'll have a what was it called? Enjoy begin tab item. And we'll have 3 of these, so we're gonna go ahead and copy these right down here. We'll probably just do else if, since only one of them can be open at a time. There's no reason to do multiple. But I don't know, I think we'll just keep them like this actually. So this requires a string ID. We'll just call it shared mod tabs. All 2 shared mod tabs. And then down here we'll have our information. And down here we'll have our difficulty. And down here we'll have debug. So we have them all here. And then within here we'll just have our code from idea. So this will be here. And this difficulty options will be here. There we go, I think. Right? Yeah, okay, we're good. And finally, we'll have a... Oh, wait, no, we don't need this, actually. My bad. I'm gonna do this. We actually just want this to be out of here entirely. So we don't... Yeah, we just want this, basically. Something is wrong here. So this one we don't want, right? So it's more like this right now, right? Yeah, I think I fixed it now. Yep. Okay. So this is how we want it. And then debug options, obviously we need our debug options here, so we're gonna go ahead and copy our debug options really quickly. We don't care about this header right here, so we can just go and remove that and remove this, and then go ahead and push all of this up by 1. And there we go. Now we have tab items for everything. It also helps keep things a bit more organized, I think. And that's it. That's basically everything. Now we got it all organized as tabs instead, which should make things a bit easier. Let's build it, and then we'll run it. We'll open Outlast 2. I'm not sure if you guys can. I have to look to change the monitor. Again, and then go into here and run it. It gave you. Oh right, yeah, right. I forgot. We're missing the end tab bar things. I forgot about those. You have to put them at the end. So we're gonna go in and copy in them. Begin tab item. Tab and tab item as well. And then afterwards, we're gonna have a end tab bar. Here we go. There we go. That should fix it. Let's try again. And there we go. Now, if you notice at the top, we have these here. So now we can just keep them like this, and that means that this doesn't have to be as big anymore. Like, we can make it smaller if we need to do that. No longer needs to be as big as it did before. Couldn't we like put this on new line instead? Like, I'm gonna say I want to try something really quickly. Happens if I put like backslash in here. I just want to try something, see what happens. Give us something, we rebuild it. Difficulty. Okay, that works. I guess. So going to difficulty here, we can just make a new, we can just add a backslash n in the text string, and it'll work. A couple of other things I would like to actually change as well. Now you notice how it just looks like this instead. It's a bit nicer now, so yeah. And then finally we have debug obviously here. I have some ideas that we want to give a try. But let me go ahead and close it down, then I'll bring it back over and I'll show you. So what I was thinking about doing was maybe going within debug and having a text here instead. GUI text batteries and inventory, and then over here, same thing down here. Bandages, have it be, but instead it's bandages and inventory, and this right here just becomes hashtag debug batteries and hashtag debug bandages. Debug bandages, because that way we don't have to take up as much space. And yeah, again, all I did was add backslash ends here, so it appeared on the next line. Finally, I think we're at a point where like we can start doing other things now. think we're at a point where like it's pretty good now. Let me quickly build it, and we'll take a look at it now. Only other thing I actually would like to do is well, I don't know. Let me run it actually first, then we can figure that out later. I just wanted to make sure it actually looked well. So as you can see, everything is like nice. Yeah, this part right here, I would like to maybe make it appear on the top part of it. Although I'm gonna go and make a couple of changes really quickly to it. Um, and then up here as well, go in GUI text, and then put in difficulty. And then within here, we'll just go current. Oh, actually, what I think I might do is go something like this right here. Because by putting it as a text up here, we can have more text. So we can say current difficulty. And add this in. And now let's check. Let's see if it runs well. See how it looks now. So here you have everything now. Maybe we want to drag this down a little bit, but other than that, like, it looks pretty nice, right? There might be some additional stuff I would like to do at some point. Like, it's a bit like it's kind of close together, but I mean, maybe we can add some spacing between items. But I don't want to end up having too much spacing because I can, if we actually can drag it quite far down before it becomes a problem. Our point is like the entire reason was so we could take up way less space on this side, because now we can shrink it down like significantly. Again, now it went from being like this size right here to now being down to this. And maybe a bit shorter, obviously, here, but my point is that, like, it's smaller now. You know, you can make it way smaller now, which I think is nice. It's ideal that it isn't, you know, too big. While you have it open in the game. It also means we can make the GLFW window smaller as well, which would be nice, you know. Maybe instead we can make it like 200 by 200 instead. But at the same time, like, everything is kind of cluttered together now, so I'll maybe like some like empty space here, which shouldn't be too hard to, you know, do. The easiest solution would probably just be to have an empty text element. So in between here we have our GUI text difficulty empty. And that's all. Oh, maybe we could also just go with a separator, actually. Maybe instead of going like this, we went with a separator here. But just like a separator with no text at all. So it ended up looking something like this right here. And the other place I would like a separator is in up here with information, it's fine. But down here, like, it would be nice with some kind of separator between them as well, I feel. Alright, wind build. And then we'll test it again, see how it looks. Alright, yeah, you notice how there's a separator now between them? At the same time, I don't even like know if like a separator is even necessary. I think an empty text field will do just fine. Though that's kind of what I wanted to give a try. Let me give that a try really quickly. See how it ends up looking. Debug empty, and up here at the other separator, text difficulty empty, and then rebuild it. Now I'm gonna rebuild it, so then we're gonna see how it looks, because that's another way you can do separators is like this, where like, oh, what the hell? Oh, right, that's because of text. I forgot how text works. In that case, we can probably just leave it with like an empty string, actually, I think. So yeah. Yep. Now you notice how they're separated, but like they are not like two different parts. They're still, you know, like one thing. They're just separated a bit more. Looks a little nicer. So essentially you have something like this now. Now I would like to go and actually do so you can't resize or so you can't resize the window. You can change the window's position, I don't mind that, you know. But you can't resize it. So yeah. That's basically what I want to do. Which shouldn't be that bad to do. I think it's just a flag you pass to it must be I actually forgot what it was. Give me a second. Let me go in here. Let's see. Close this down. I'm Jai. Yeah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Pass this to our begin, I think, right? Yep. So in our begin here, we just do that. I'm just gonna pass through underscore null, underscore null here, and then pass this through. That stops them from resizing it. So now if we build it, we should have it not be resizable anymore. Now, next thing I would like to actually go ahead and do is change the, before we continue, to change the size of our... Can we see? We can see the size of the window here. It says 400 by 400 right now. But that's the debug window. The actual window size is the X and this is the Y, I think. So its X is pretty big, but its Y is not very big. Meaning we should be able to at least shrink it down to 300 by 300. But what I wanted to go in and do really quickly while we're here is, before we go and do this, is to go ahead and go in GUI set next window size, so we can adjust the size from here instead. And for now, I'm just gonna go in and set it to the size within here. So that would be this and this. Oh wait, it has to be an imvec. Imvec 2. And now we can build it and run it. So we're going to change monitor. And we can see it as well now. So as you can see, we can no longer change the size of it, but we can still move it around if we wanted to. So yeah. So this is basically it now. We have a pretty nice GUI and everything. So yeah. Well, let's go in and make the then we go in and make the GLW window like 300 by 300 instead, since it's pretty big. Compared to what we're actually using for it. When build, I'm just gonna build it and launch it again, so we can see how it looks now. So as you can see, I've made it smaller now. And essentially, yeah, this is just how it looks now. So, yeah, that's it right now. If we go in and we adjust the difficulty to hard, it changes here, which is pretty cool. So it works pretty well, and then obviously we have our debug for testing purposes. And also just to play around with. I would like to add some additional options in here to change like the inventory size and so on. So yeah. So maybe we should go in and do that next. Add in a debug option for doing that. Let's see how we're gonna go in and do this. Down in debug, we're gonna have another separator here. And then we're gonna have if GUI text max inventory size, or like I'm actually gonna call it max inventory space. And then we're gonna go in and do if GUI slider int debug space, and go in here, and we probably need some variables for this, I would imagine. Int GUI space, right? GUI max inventory space is set to, this is going to be set to 0 by default, I think. Then int GUI, oh yeah, that should be enough, right? And down here, we're just going to set it to that. So we're going to go in, we're going to set our GUI max inventory space to the max inventory space really quickly. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to go max inventory space. And then 0 to, I mean, in this case, oh wait, yeah, right, this is our inventory space in the GUI actually. My bad, I forgot we need this here. So we'll have this, and we'll have a int, which will be equal to 0 as well. That's what we'll be setting every time. So this will be our GI inventory space, which will be set, or max inventory, GI, which is what we'll be putting in here. We'll be putting in GI inventory space, and then we'll be putting in 0 GI max inventory space, like this. And actually, is this even necessary? Because like we're not even writing anything to memory, we're just changing a variable. Because if it is true, then all we're going in and doing is setting the max inventory space to be equal to. Then in that case, we might as well just make inventory space here, like that one. Max inventory space. Obviously, we'll still need like a limit here. But that way we don't really need like to care about the boolean, whatever it returns, because it won't really matter to us in this case. So this becomes a little bit pointless. And max inventory space is just a const. I think I'm gonna make it the maximum that you can get. So yeah, we're basically just gonna have this here. So we don't even need this really. We just need this, and we need this to be a const. Constant GUI max inventory space, which is going to be set to our, which is going to be set to 8 for now. So we have this now. Toy space. At least with the game fault's like default configuration, I think this is going to be the maximum we're going to be able to have for the time being. So yeah, anyways, let's go down into here, and then let's see. We have max inventory space here. We have GUI max inventory space here. Which in this case should obviously like this is debug, so yeah. What I think I would also like to do is probably just check to see if our to check something. So as an example, if we begin this, like when we're doing this stuff right here, I want to check to see if like our current difficulty is actually correct. So if if max inventory space is equal to 8, then if max inventory space is not equal to 8, and max inventory space is also not equal to 6. So in this case, if it's not equal to, so in this case, wait, no. So if it's equal to 8, this is true, right? Meaning this will not run. So it would both have to not be equal to 8 and 6 for this not to run. If it's equal to just one of them, then yeah, then it should just return, then this should be a true because of the and. Both would have to be true for it to run, for the if statement to be true, or for the condition to be true. If just one of them is false, then it's going to be false. So in this case, it would have to both be equal to not be equal to 8 and not be equal to 6. Alright, then we're going to set the current difficulty string to be equal to custom. If to custom if you modified the in the debug tab. I have to find some way to like make this show up, kind of like right here, because then it'll end up like this right here, which will be walkable, I guess. So yeah. Oh. Can't select custom, but it will set it to that, so it is a difficulty. I guess alternative what we can also do is that instead of doing it from here, right? Maybe instead of doing it here, just run a little alternative test here. Because I think I might be able to we can do this better. Yeah. Down in debug, if we actually do modify it, then we'll know because we can use this right here. So if so, then we can go in and set the current difficulty string to that. And there we go. So it just sets it to custom here. Oh, we'll need to change the size as well now because of that. The size is no longer going to be correct because of it. But yeah, as mentioned, like you can, yeah, we'll have to make it. I'll have to find the size for it to work with. We'll need it to be wider or not wider but taller. So we'll need to go like, I don't know, 200, and let's start with 200 and see if this works better. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be too little, but yeah, it's still too little. We have to go further. So let's go down to, let's see, let's go to 250 next. Remember, we have up to 300 up here, so we have quite a bit of space if we need it. There's actually enough, but now we have too much space, so I don't know, I think 220 might work out better. I'm literally gonna put it on the other screen so you guys can follow along with me. Let's try it again. Yeah, okay, this seems a little bit better. I think we can make it a little bit smaller, but I have this new problem here. So, yeah. I have to make it a bit bigger, actually. Well, let's go ahead and do that really quickly. I'll adjust it from 220 to 215, since that's probably what we need. And then I'm going to make it 285 instead of 277. Which is what, or 270 actually. I'm going to make it 85, that's 15 higher. Let's see if this could potentially help a bit. I might just reduce it down to 10 though, since I don't think it's that much more we'll need. But no. It's actually still more. Now the thing has appeared, so no, I think I'm gonna revert back to 220. Okay, so we need to go even further here. We need to go 295 then. Issues are reaching 300 now, so yeah. I might actually have to make it bigger on the X side of things. I might have to just make a new line here, I think, to draw it on, like add another back. Backslash somewhere. I think that's probably what I'm gonna have to end up doing. If you modify the okay, let me go up really quickly and reduce the size a little bit from like 295 to 290, and then let's make it a bit bigger so it can actually include the new text. Let's go from 220 to 225 and see if this works out well. Okay, yeah. So we need it to be a bit smaller, I guess. So we need to be a bit taller, I guess. I don't know what you call a bit longer. What, I don't know. So let's go with 230 instead. Let's see, build. Come on. It's running. Here we go. Nice. Ah, it's still too big, just barely. I think 235 will do though. 235. Build it again. Now let's run it. Here we go. Okay, that's kind of big. Can we go down a little bit? Like, maybe just 233. Oh, I can also make it like a bit thinner, but not too much. So I'm gonna go in and make it like 288, I think. And then try again. See if it looks a little bit nicer. Run. Here we go. And I'm gonna try to get a little bit lower if I can again. Instead go 86 and 31. Let's see. Run. Oh, build. Then let's go ahead and hit run. Should pop up here at some point. There we go. Difficulty. Okay, like this looks nice now. So we know that, we know that 200 and, what was it? 230, right, was too short for it, if I remember correctly. So 231 would probably be the ideal amount. Right? Yep, 231. So 231. I feel like we can go below like 85 on the x-axis, so make it a bit less wide. Maybe go down to like 83 or something like that. And then try again and see if it looks a little bit nicer. There we go. This looks fine. So now you have custom set the difficulty to custom if you modify the max inventory value in the debug tab. I'm gonna go in and change that. The max inventory value. Well, let's rebuild it again and then let's run it. See if it's better now. Okay. Run. Difficulty. Yeah, here we go. Custom. Sets the difficulty to custom if you modify the max inventory value in the debug tab. I'm gonna let me go in and real quickly. I'm gonna go and make a couple of changes. Okay, let's try this really quickly. I'm not sure, I might need to change the positions of the backslash. Let's see, run. Here we go. Yeah, okay, we do need to. me go in and change it here so it includes difficulty. Build. Oh, it's running. I can't build it right now because it's running. Auto sets difficulty to custom if you modify the. Okay, let me go in and change this a little bit. Let's hit build. Let me build it again. Then we'll see about it once it's been built. Yes, run. Okay, here we go. A custom automatically sets the difficulty to custom if you modify the max inventory value in the debug tab. Finally, we got it now. So this is basically everything right here. So yeah, so custom, all it does, that automatically sets the difficulty to custom if you modify the max inventory value in the debug tab. And if we're going and modify right now, again, it's not really an option here, but if we're going to modify it to, let's say, 7, that's next time our difficulty will say custom. We set it back to normal again, and it becomes 8. And if we just click on it, it will set it to, no, it won't. It's kind of strange. I guess that actually does work fine. If we set it to 6, it will become custom. If we go hard, it'll stay 6, even if I like click on it. Yeah, okay, so it's first when I modify that actually becomes custom. That's cool. So yeah. But that's all of our difficulty options so far. Normal, hard, and custom. So yeah. Now this allows you to adjust it, but this stuff up here will still be kind of broken. Like if we set it to like 2, it will still be broken because of difficulty stuff. So yeah, it's not perfect by any means, but you know, it is debugged for a reason, you know. So yeah, like we have it set to 8 now, so I guess we need to go in and adjust this as well in our main. Well, I can go and do that. When we go out and we change the difficulty, we also need to make sure that we go in and change like the maximum amount of batteries we can have. GUI max batteries is set equal to GUI max inventory space, and GUI max bandages is set equal to GUI max inventory space divided by 2, because GUI max inventory space GUI max inventory space is and we should probably round it up, I would imagine. Like, is there not like a function for rounding it up? Give me a second, let me take a look at it really quickly. Not that window. I'm literally gonna pop it over here. We want to round this up because if, let's say if we have 5 here, 5 divided by 2 which is half. Basically, it's half of 5. It's 2.5. We can't have 2.5 here, so it has to be a. We have to round it up or down. Up to int. Let's see. Integer. Std round. Round float, round long. Rounding halfway in case away from 0 regardless of rounding no mode. Also, another thing we have to make sure that we go and check here because I don't know. I think you can get like a division by 0 over here, right? Like if it goes 0 divided by 2, right? No, that just gives us 0. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so no, it's not really going to be a problem, I think. Because it would be if it was 0 over here, but 0 divided by something is valid, just not the other way around. Well, something divided by 0 would not be valid, so this will just produce 0, I guess. Which makes sense because like if you think about it, like in this case, like how I've always learned it is that it's like two people having to share stuff. That's what I learned in school. And if you have if this max inventory space is at 0, then two people are basically sharing nothing, which in this case would be 0. So it would just be 0, not sharing anything because there's nothing to share. So yeah. But if there's 0 people trying to share something, then that doesn't really make any sense. You can't really do that. But oh well. One time I asked my math teacher, uh, like, 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 I asked him, hey man, what's 0 divided by 0? And he was like, who knows? He said, ask me like math questions and I'll answer them. And I asked him the one question that I knew he could not answer. So, yeah, because nobody can answer that question. Uh, so yeah, that was really fun. But oh well. All we really want to do is go ahead and round this. So to do it, we need to include CMath. Do we even use this anymore? Like, we don't really use the chrono or anything like that anymore, I think. So we can probably just... I mean, we might need this. I mean, I'm probably going to add some sort of delay so it's not rendering, thousands of times a second, even though your monitor will probably stop it from rendering thousands of times because it will obviously render only a certain amount of times. So Well, I promise there's no reason for it to be doing it thousands of times a second, so we might just put in a limit of it doing it like every like 0.1 seconds or something like that. That means it renders at about 10 FPS. So yeah, because it's rendering 10 times a second. Instead of, you know, hundreds of thousands or thousands of times. But no, I'm gonna go in and do std round, and then I'm gonna go and round this to whatever value. So yeah, I don't really care if it rounds it up or down. I think it just rounds it to the nearest whole number. So yeah. But if I go and I try to build this now, and yeah, like we probably also want to figure out that fret sleep situation. So like, gram sleep, C++. That's Windows related. That's not really gonna help me. These are not very helpful. Yeah, here we go. This is what I meant. There we go. Let's go within here now, and then let's go ahead. And at the end, once we've done all of this, we're just gonna sleep for 100 milliseconds. And then let's build it again and see how it works. Run. Oh my god, it feels pretty slow actually. Oh, whoa. I need to adjust this a little bit. Maybe let's just sleep every 10 milliseconds instead. I'm going to put it over on the new screen, on my other screen, so you can see this. It's really slow. Yeah, we can definitely make this faster. Oh, imagine. Oh, wow. Oh, what? That's awful. That's what I get with 10 frames per second. So maybe a little more than 10, okay? We go down and build it really quickly. So now we're doing it 100 times, I think. Wait, is it 100 though? Because we're doing it 10 times per 0.1 seconds. That's 1,000, right? Yeah, that's 1,000, I think. We're doing it 1,000 times a second. I think. 50 would be 2 times. So that would be 20. 25 would be 4. And 20 would be 5. Yeah, I think it is 10 times. So, yeah. That means it's going to be running at 1,000 FPS now. So it's going to be pretty smooth now. See, now it's just fine with no problems. You're running it at more than 10 FPS a second. But also, it's not running at like super high. You know, it's not running thousands of times. It's not, you know, running thousands of FPS. But we could probably lower it down to like 500 or something. You know, we could probably do like 20 milliseconds instead. That still gives you, you know, 500 frames per second. But yeah. Anyways, you guys want to see something cool now? If I adjust this now, actually, yeah, like this value will start to mess. I think we need to set the max and the current value as well, I think. I can't. Hello? I broke MGI. I broke it. Oh no, it's all broken. Oh god. What? Okay, guys. On my monitor, when I press these different buttons, it's not updating anything. Like what you're seeing on the screen, like I'm seeing difficulty right now on my screen. It takes us forever to go over here. I think it's having some oh god, there's some pretty bad lag. Let me shut it down. I think it was lagging pretty badly. We need to find something to do about this. So this should set the maximum, right? So next time we render it, it should render it with the maximum amount this time around. But I don't think it does that. I don't think it does that for some reason. So it's a bit weird, but oh well. The other thing I would like to do is check if our batteries is higher than the maximum that we have set it to. I was mentioning when we modify this, we have to write it into memory as well. Which is why I wanted to quickly go ahead and just copy this over right here. Since we modified, that might actually be the reason why it's not working properly, because we're not overwriting the value here. And same over here. Wait, no, this is for bandages. Yeah, this is for bandages. And this is for batteries. Here we go. Here we go. Wait, no. We just need the right memory part of it. We don't care about the whole int slider thing. There we go. Now it should work. Hopefully. Okay. So if we go ahead and set our batteries to, let's say, I go ahead and set it to 8, and I go ahead and set this to 6. This is the weird thing, like, it does not adjust itself, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. It just does not adjust itself. Go back and show you guys really quickly. Like, I've been in here and copied over this code so it writes the memory. To both GI batteries and GUI bandages, but after we modify them here, which should set batteries. Oh wait, we don't actually need to modify these. Because this will be overwritten up here anyways, so yeah, we don't need to really worry about this actually. On the other hand, we will need to write this here, so yeah. But this is GUI max bandages that we're writing to, versus here where we're writing GUI bandages, so yeah, we're writing the maximum amount. We don't actually care about this really here, because we're only changing the maximum. What I think we need to do is we'll go in and check right here. We have a GUI max bandages. If GUI batteries is more than max inventory space. If it is more than max inventory space, then we need to write this here. like this. Then we need to go in and do this. So here we go. If our GUI batteries are more, then we need to lower it down to the same amount. So we need to lower it down to our max inventory space in this case. So yeah. And same goes with bandages. I'm just not sure. If I remember correctly, we need to, this is the maximum of bandages that we can have. So in this case, we need to check. We'll still need to set the maximum GI batteries that we can have because there's nothing really here modifying that. So we actually do need to set GUI max batteries to be equal to max inventory space here. And finally, we need to figure out how we're going to do this with bandages. But again, we already have this up here, this sign for that, so it's kind of weird, like, we already have the total space calculator. I mean, this really shouldn't be necessary, but because it would automatically go in and change it. But the way it works, it checks the last battery's value. And in this case, last battery's value is going to be equal to, since we haven't actually modified the battery's value, it's going to be equal to the same, so it's not going to do anything. I think what we need to go in and do is do a sort of else if here. So if both of these fail, then we just go in and remove, like, batteries, I guess. And then we do like a while loop. So while true, we go in and or what we'll do is that we'll go while batteries doesn't equal 0, and then we'll go ahead and we'll check if we'll go in and we'll set total space, we'll set batteries minus here, and then we'll go if our total space used is equal to batteries plus bandage space used, and then we'll go in here and we'll go if total space used is less than yeah, okay, so we'll just keep doing this. If total space used is less than max inventory space. So while this is more than, then we'll go ahead and do this. And then in this specific instance, we'll just keep doing this for until we get something. So in this case, we're gonna make sure that while batteries is not equal to 0, we wanna go and do this. If it does end up becoming equal to 0 though, then we need to else if we're to go in and do so bandage, so all bandages isn't equal to, then we'll go reduce the amount of bandages we have. And then we'll go bandages minus, and then we'll have to go ahead and redo the calculation, obviously. Right here. Afterwards, because we have a different one. And that's basically it. If both fails, then that must mean that total space used is set to like, well, the max inventory space must be like below 0, I think. Yeah. In that case, I don't know. I guess we'll just break out of the loop. So, if some of both fails, we'll just break out. So, if battery is equal to and bandage is equal to 0, then we'll just break out of here. But this should hopefully fix the issue. And then afterwards, obviously, we'll need to write our new bandages and batteries value in here into memory. Bandages. So after having removed enough batteries and bandages to actually be able to do this, we then write them into memory. Make sure that we're actually writing them properly. Oh, this would be... No, yeah, this is the amount of batteries we have and the amount of bandages we have, so this is correct. That means down here we no longer need to concern ourselves with handling all of this. I think so. Wait, no, we don't need to divide this by 2 since this is the amount of bandages we have, not the amount of bandage space that we're using. So, in this specific instance, this can... Oh, wait, we still need to divide by 2 because they take up 2 in the inventory space, so... Yeah. Good. So this should hopefully take care of it, this while loop here. And then, assuming that, like, we can't just modify it for these two here, assuming these two fails, then there's something that should hopefully fix the issue. So, yeah. please actually work now, though. So now, if let's say go over here and we have 8 batteries in our inventory, and then go down to the image. Yeah, it works. Huh. It works. No way. And even if we go ahead and do this, okay, then it goes down to 3. So while we are below, and then if we go down again, it goes down to 2. And if let's say I go to Mac, wait, it can't handle that. Right, that's, yeah, we can only, what? Oh, that's because we're 2. If let's say I go ahead and make this 2, and then we go down. Yeah, obviously it can only be 0. I don't know why it says bandages can be higher. This case, it's GMX space divided by 2. I guess we should just check in this case. So if GI max inventory space is equal to 0, then we'll just set GI max bandage equal to 0. Else we'll go ahead and do this. It works. Fix the code. Oh no, come on, man. Are you for real? Let's see what now. Build. Let's build it again and see if it works. So I can now, instead of us going like this, GIMAX inventory space, set to now if GIMAX inventory space is 0, we just set it's 0, or else we go ahead and do this. So yeah, let's run it, see if it works. So going over to debug, if let's say we have 4 and then I reduce it down, that's why I still don't get, like, it still allows us to adjust this. We have done it correct here, right? GUI max bandage is set here. So why when I set it to 0 is it not actually 0 up here? What? That's so weird. This sets the bandages and this works fine, right? Like if we set the difficulty over here, I can quickly show you guys on the second screen. Like I mentioned, like it's set to 0 here, but we can still go ahead and do this. This up here works fine, as you can see. Like batteries works. If we go ahead and set this to, let's say, normal, we can go from 0 to 4. If I go ahead and set it to hard, we can go from 0 to 3. What? Okay, some shit is really going wrong with it. I don't know what it is. How it... Did I actually make sure I built, like, did I build it? Yeah, okay, I think it is built. I can quickly try again. It still does not work. God damn it, I don't know what's wrong with it, man. I really don't know. So it works up here, but down here it does not work. Oh, wait. Here we set it to max inventory space. Is that why? Oh, right. GUI max inventory space is the maximum inventory space we can have. We have to use this in this case. My bad. I might not even need any of this anymore, actually. Should work now. After I make this quick adjustment. There we go. Let's try and run it now. See if it works. I'm gonna go put it over on my second monitor so you guys can see as well. Let's run it. Come on. Please work. Here we go. And it works, guys. It works. How insane is this not? It works. This is great. So anyways, now we have these two sliders adjusting based on the max inventory space. So if one is too many, it will start going down on its own. Oh, it's starting to lag. I think. Oh wait, no, it's working again. As you can see, like it's starting to work really well like this. So yeah, it works. So it's really cool. Wow. That's great. Great to see that everything is working here. And again, like if I go in and I adjust this here to 4, it will be displayed over here. And that's the cool thing. Like, I think I should probably change this to inventory space used really quickly. Just so it's a bit more clear, because space used, like what exactly does that mean? But inventory space used is going to be a bit more clear to the average person. So as you can see, it says inventory space used here, which is 4. So it works. That's so cool. Well, I guess that's the mod now. It works, and I guess there's not much more to say. I'm excited to test it out, you know, like see what it can do, you know. This is so cool. Anyways, thank you for watching, I guess, and I will see you guys next time. Actually, give me a second. Let's real quick commit it before I go. Why do I have build open here? You know what would be cool next to do? The amount of batteries and bandages you carry slow you down. Could you imagine that, like, for every battery you have, like, you lose, like, a couple percent speed? And for every bandage you have, you lose a couple percent speed as well, you know? And obviously this would have to scale because on harder difficulties you have less batteries available. At least in Outlast 1, I think it's that way. So it would obviously have to scale up or down, depending on difficulty. So like Nightmare, like it might like per battery be like, I don't know, 10%. So you can have 2 batteries which slow you down by 20%. And on hard it would probably be something like, I don't know, 3% maybe, and on normal it would obviously be 1%, I think. So yeah, like 2.5% on hard, and on night messenger only have 2. It's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be 10% then. One thing I would like to do is for you to change the display, but I think I'm gonna have to look at that another day because like it's like getting kind of late. So yeah, a fun little project this has been working on, but we're not completely done. We're mostly done now. So yeah, I guess I can come back tomorrow and work a bit more on it. Finish the last few things. So yeah, but oh well. Replaced. Tabs. You can now modify the max inventory space in the debug tab. You can no longer resize the DMGI window while editing the code or DMGI config file. Or the DMGI.ini config file. I think that's basically all we've done, right? Okay, go in then. I think I'm just gonna remove this comment. And such a mod only took like a couple of 100 lines of code, so that's not too bad. But we're not completely done, so it's probably gonna end up being a bit longer than this by the time we actually get on to working on it. So yeah. We added a huge amount of code here, man. Oh, god damn it. Oh, well, I think we're done. I'm just gonna push this. I think I'm gonna make like version 1 soon, so yeah. Oh. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye for now.